What's up, everybody? So I know that there's a lot of uncertainty around our channel right now, but I'm gonna tell you and I'm gonna reassure you, there should be no uncertainty, because certainly there's not from our part. So let me kind of show you, and today Brandy and I are gonna take a ride, a drive, and do some talking and show you some other things that we kind of have planned. But let's start off here. So you guys are familiar with the Jeep. You're gonna need your helmet. What you have not seen is the dual sport enduro off-road / on-road dirt bike that we plan on securely fastening to our box truck right out there with the bikes on it for more ways to adventure. So now we've got the Jeep, the truck for overlanding, the dual sport for tighter trails, mountain bikes for hitting the city yuppie mountain bike trails, which I enjoy quite a bit, and obviously the car for the street, but that's for another day. The dual sport is more or less for when we don't take the Jeep to our locations with us. We will take this dual sport, and then if something was to happen, we ran out of diesel in the box truck or we broke down or something, we still have means of getting around. It is that time of year, doors off, roof back or down, whatever you're doing, however you're doing it. And biggest reason I wanted to make this video is because, what was that?
I don't know.
It sounded like we ran over or something. Back to take a look. Ran over a Coke bottle. False alarm. Biggest reason I wanted to make this video is because a lot of people in their Jeeps have Jeeps for different reasons. Why did you buy your Jeep? Did you buy it because you wanted to join a community of off-road enthusiasts and go out off-roading and wheeling and camping and adventuring?
I have a friend and she said she really wants to buy a Jeep because she saw a really cute Toy Story themed Jeep and she really wants to have a Toy Story themed Jeep. Yeah. Like, maybe a different reason.
That's not why I bought a Jeep. Did you buy a Jeep because you want to join the parking lot crawlers and get a ducky on your door every once in a while and get 22-inch wheels and cruise around on the streets after dark and do Jeep events? Or did you get a Jeep purely because it's the most capable off-roading vehicle and you knew that your adventures might lead to a trail that you wanted to continue reeling instead of turning back? That is why we bought a Jeep. And furthermore, the reason we bought a Jeep is because it was the closest thing to a side-by-side, and we had side-by-sides before, but I was tired of trailering them. I've been doing some thinking, and over the past 6 months probably, I've tried to decide why I have a Jeep and should I keep the Jeep. And the immediate answer is yes, we should keep the Jeep because it fits our form of adventure the best. Now, we have tried to add mountain biking into our mix of bag of tricks of things that we want to travel and do, and a Jeep is not really the best for that. So we're trying to find a solution to haul our Jeeps, or our Jeep, our mountain bikes. As you saw at the beginning of the video, we now have a dual sport enduro bike. I think I have a solution for that, but we want to be able to get all this behind or on or with our box truck and travel all over the place. That's the plan. Ultimately, that also brings me to the next question of where are we going with Ben and Brandy as a creative channel? We are not pausing, we're not
taking a break. We're not throttling back. And a lot of you may think, well, we're going to get sidetracked to the podcast. That is not the goal at all. The podcast is something for me to do that I enjoy doing while I can't travel, because Brandy's back to work, kids are back to school. So I had to have something to kind of fulfill my creativity. Also, on the podcast, you're going to see me as me. I'm going to talk like me. I'm going to act like me, which I guess I mostly do here anyway.
Yeah.
And whether you agree with me or don't agree with me, but you still like the content, like, just watch it for the content. You know, you don't have to agree with me. Why does this thing keep beeping at me? Because I have my seatbelt on?
Probably. It doesn't like that.
Please, your doors are off. You're gonna fall.
We don't need to pop up behind the flower shop right now.
You told me to.
When I drive through, try not to be stuck. I have to walk in four-wheel drive to get up this little, it's steep.
Okay, go back. Okay, so one of the reasons that I like to have the Jeep is because it's a lot more cinematic on the trail, and that's really important to me. We love driving in the truck because it's really comfortable, but it just doesn't look as pretty as a Jeep going through all these obstacles.
Yeah, definitely something to be said about that. The utilitarian look, the ruggedness.
It's
the
like
way,
a little bear crawling down the trail.
Yeah.
I just like the look.
The way that it handles the trail, the way that it handles when it spins out, the way it sounds. I mean, a lot of the things that I've done to it have helped that too, the audio of it. And then just the way you drive it is so important for cinematic shots.
Yeah, for sure.
And we really learn a lesson with that when we wheel with other people, because they're just like, just get through it, you know. But if you undo your sway bar and you strategically slowly hit things, and it's flexing and it's doing these things, it just makes for a much prettier shot, as opposed to just kind of full bore flying through it. You kind of miss all that mechanical things that a Jeep does.
Which I worry about if we get a Bronco, if it's going to be as pretty or not. Like, it has a cool front end, so probably will be fine, but I worry that it won't look as good.
It's got a lot of the mechanical things that'll make it look better. But I'm up in the air on that now. Like, I don't know.
Me too.
I'm still up in the air.
If they send us one for free, we'll try it out.
Ford, Bronco team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's lay a camera out on the ground here and get a nice cinematic shot, shall we? I wonder if I can just start it. We're recording. This is the ground shot.
Oh my gosh, why would you do that? Now it's right in the tire way.
Drive off the road trying to get around it.
What a psycho. I can't believe you did that.
Let's go check it out.
What? What is that? Did you break it?
Don't do the ground shot.
What is wrong with you?
It's
Why
supposed
did you
to be
do
a GoPro.
It's... Oh my gosh.
Hey, you know what?
What? Is that a case?
No, it's not a case, but I think the reason it's broke is because it's in the fucking case backwards.
Oh my
See
god.
if no, it was in there right.
I can't believe you.
See, but it's supposed to be behind that lip.
Something else unique to a Jeep that you don't get in a lot of off-road vehicles is being able to take the doors off. And I remember when we first got the Jeep, you were like, let's take the doors off. And I was like, no way, why would I want to do that? But the first time we did it, I was like, this is actually really fun.
Yeah, it
Way
kind of
different
gets
feel.
you to feel, yeah, it feels like a side-by-side
Yeah,
now.
it's a lot more like, except for you get a windshield. I remember we got the Tracker and I was like, this is so sweet. It's got air conditioning, heat, doors. It's awesome.
That actually brings us to another point, and this is kind of an unpopular point. But guys, like, Look, problem solved. Order the new one. It'll
Got
be
it taken
delivered on the 28th. Today's the 26th. So 2 days we'll have it fixed.
Got it.
But that's another unpopular opinion, guys. We are not Jeep loyalty brand owners. Like, and I know a lot of you are out there. You've got your Jeep tattoos and all this crazy stuff. And it's like, we like Jeep. We love our Jeep. But if there's something better, we are not loyal to Jeep. We're not going to be one of those people that's like, oh no, my Jeep this and my Jeep that.
Well,
It's like if there's something better, we'll go with what's better for us.
And more than that, some people are so Jeep that if you have like a Tacoma, like you're not a real, like you're not in the club. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
If your friends have different vehicles, if your friend has a Montero, you can still wheel with them and it's fine.
Like, look, we want you as a viewer. Please stick around. But if you're here just because we're driving a Jeep, that could change any day. So please don't stick around just because we're driving a Jeep. But I will tell you this. On that same token, if you're here because we drive a Jeep, we have 3 years of content, upgrades, add-ons, accessories for JKs and JLs with a lot of awesome videos. So go check all that out before you unsubscribe. Also, we're trying to build a sleeper on the front of our box truck so we can put a full-size bed above the cab. If anybody knows anyone that does any of that kind of fab work or anything like that, please reach out, because we need help getting that completed. And
it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be a game changer for us. Get us a little floor space.
And if we can't get somebody to help, I'm going to just start doing it. I don't know, have a clue what I'm doing.
Could be dangerous.
Could be. Also, you may be asking yourself, why is Off-Road Recon not in the name anymore? Why are they going away from Off-Road Recon? Well, the secret is we're not. Off-Road Recon is our company, and our company is mostly dedicated to maps via Gaia. You can download the GPX files and find campsites all over the United States. Head on over to offroadrecon.com or benandbrandy.com or forwardwithferris.com.
Well, you can type that in too and it works. I didn't know
all
that.
of them bring you to the same place.
Sweet.
Download our maps, and we can basically navigate you all over the country and show you the coolest campsites, the coolest places to Jeep, and now the coolest places to ride your mountain bike. Content, continue making maps, and hopefully continue, and more so, be involved in this lifestyle of travel. Yeah, and that's the reason you guys may think like we've hijacked the off-road brand and we're trying to peddle our podcast stuff and all this other stuff to our off-road consumers or you, our off-road viewers. That's not the case, so if you think that, we apologize. But the whole idea is Brandy and I don't really care for social media, and this is our way of just meshing everything in one big pot so we only have to do one post on things a day. So that's our logic behind that. Well, funny story. We're just out driving on back roads to film this video, and I look on my map and we're coming down a road. It says, it's got like a park picture on there, Southern Missouri Off-Road Ranch. Anyway, we filmed a lot of cool videos out here, but for us, and just being honest, and the way that we feel, and this is a great park if off-road parks are your thing, but we're more adventure, camping, overland style stuff. But if you want to test your skills, test your rig, it's the best off-road park in Missouri. There is no question. If you've checked out some of our other videos, we have done a lot of videos in other places, but if you are a rugged off-roader and you want to get into some treacherous territory, there is no better place than Southern Missouri Off-Road Ranch. thinking this could go one of two ways, and it went one of two ways.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, well, I could run over it, but I missed it. It must have hit a rock just right.
Crazy.
I mean, it cracked pretty good. See, that kind of defeats the purpose of what I was planning on using this camera for. I was planning on throwing the camera and kind of get some different throwing shots with it.
Maybe not right into the gravel.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't think it would be a problem. Not that far. This is weak glass. GoPro. Gotta fix shit.